And I think that really all begins with the goal. So what's the action that you're trying to get that member to take? Make a purchase, make a referral, connect with you on social media, whatever that goal is. And then from there, you're going to provide the right motivation, the right message, the right action point to do that. All of that's connected within the data, both on the front end and then on the back end. So on the front end, common things, segmentation, whether you're going to use transactional data to do that, or something as simple as demographics, behavioral models, life stage, cycle types of models. Then on the back end, being able to pull those touch points, the response, and then connect all of that together. And so essentially you're trying to create a holistic picture of activity. So as I do a campaign and as I communicate what channels are most effective, which aren't, which should be improved upon, which need to be better invested in. So it really all starts with where do I want to go and how am I going to measure that? And then just simple execution. For a lot of the clients that we deal with, it is blocking and tackling. It is just the basics of taking action. We work with institutions that are very nimble, that execute, and some that will spend an inordinate amount of time analyzing data, but not really doing anything with that information. So, which is great if you don't want to grow. And those numbers, growth, no growth, are really kind of reflected for us in who takes the most action, who does the most, produces the most communication. All right, so what I'd recommend in terms of a growth strategy would be to focus on old school. I would reconnect with members on a personal basis. I would focus less on things like Apple Pay, and I'd focus less on relegating my entire business to a watch or a phone, and more on connecting with the individual. Big data analytics are fine and great and wonderful, and you can do some pretty nice things, but at the end of the day, it's about connecting with the person, and it's about meeting those needs. And you can have all the technology in the world to achieve that, but if there's not that personal relationship between us, then there's really no differentiation, because it's very much a commodity market. Checking account's the same pretty much anywhere you go. Auto loan's an auto loan. It's how do you serve me, how do you recognize my needs, and once you mine those needs, what do you do with them? And our most successful events are those where there is that personal connection. Yeah, the big thing that I would probably share from my presentation today would be keep it simple. So start at the end. What action do I want them to take? How am I going to motivate someone to take that action? What am I going to say to him or her that's going to spark something in them to make a purchase or to share a connection, to give me some information, some preference information about them, whatever that happens to be. Then what I'm going to use or do next is trigger that. I'm going to use some behavioral triggers. I'm going to look at dates, rates, balances, transactions, behaviors, whatever those kinds of things are that are out there that I can get a hold of and operationalize to make that connection would be the thing I'd recommend to do.